Welcome to Sodo Creations, where we make your imagination a reality. Today we're setting up a strawberry theme party. Just a backdrop, simple, quick backdrop for a first birthday party. Now, the first birthday parties always get me so excited because I always remember my baby's first birthdays, all 4 of them, and I'm always so excited for that milestone. Like, you go through it all that first year, trying to adjust, trying to get them weaned off this or that, just so much. So that first birthday, to me, it's not only a celebration of that baby, but also of the parents. Like, we made it a year, so it only goes uphill from now, right? So we're gonna set up, if this is your first time tuning in, don't forget to subscribe. I'm gonna cover a few things in this video that some people asked in the past, but I'll also create shorts on those as well in case people like watching more shorts. But definitely, especially when it comes to installing or putting foil balloons, because I've had issues with that in the past and the way they put them. We'll cover all that later. But if you're not subscribed, please consider clicking that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any videos that are posted, because it'll pop up on your feed that there's a new video from Sodo Creations. Again, I welcome all of you. Let's go over the balloons and then we'll start inflating. So we are going to use red because of the strawberry theme. I'm just using Qualitex red, so I have that in the jar because this is a color I carry. Next, we are going to use Reflex Pink, and that's by Vitalitex or Simpertex. So we have this Reflex pretty color, and then we're going to use Cameo. Cameo is by Tuftex. I haven't used this color before, so I don't stock it. Neither do I really stock this pink, but that's why you see them in the bags. But I always have the red. So let's get to inflating the balloons.
We're starting with the chrome balloon, so you want to inflate in such a way that you have round balloons, not oval. So when you inflate, they're automatically going to be oval. What you want to do is compress the balloon while you're releasing air opposite sides. You can see me using my hand and my opposite hand to get it compressed, and then once you do that, then you can tie your balloons together. If this is the first time tuning in, then I want to explain that so that you know how to round your balloons. It makes a huge difference on how your backdrop looks. Once you have pairs, you intertwine 3 pairs together for 6, and I'm using 17-inch balloons in addition to the 11 inches to form bigger clusters so that it makes a filler. But I'm not doing that with all my clusters. Some are going to be smaller than others with just one 17-inch, and some I'm not going to put at all. But with this design, I just have to go with the theme and the inspo picture that the customer sent so I can get close to the picture. I don't try to do the backdrop that the customer sent exactly the same. You can never do that, and I don't promise that, but I definitely either do better or get pretty close to what they want done, and I've had pretty much everyone happy with their backdrop so far. So onto the red, we're gonna do the same process. I'm inflating the balloons that are gonna go on the left as well as the balloons that are gonna go on the right side of the backdrop, but I'm just eyeballing, trying to figure out how much I need to add. This is how I usually tie my clusters together. I have people ask, I figured I would just put this in this video. You want to find the neck like that of your balloon on both clusters, and you're gonna pull that out. I try to find the stretchiest neck. Most of the time it's the 11-inch, and then tie that. You double knot it and you have that right there. need a piece for the very top of the garland. I'm just gonna use the 11 inches because I don't want it to be as thick. I like the tapered look on my backdrop where the bottom is a bit thicker and when you get to the tip of the garland it's thinner. So I only use the 11 inches and that's the very top. Now we're going to use our rubber bands attached to the clips. This is how I attach them. I just use the rubber band around the base of the clip, go through and then loop it through. So you just want to pass that through and pull. That holds it in place. And you always want to put this on the 11-inch balloons. It will not go around the 17-inch balloon. So I have 2 on the right and I think 3 on the left to attach the garland.
Okay, so I measured where the words would be on the backdrop. I'm gonna adjust my words that I designed already. Luckily, I haven't printed it yet, but I wanted to see because this board I'm using is not as wide as my white one. The white one is 4 feet wide. This is only 3 feet wide. So what I'm gonna do is adjust the measurements and get that printed. So I'll show you what I designed and we'll reduce everything. I'm measuring a maximum of 20 inches so that the words can be seen, but I want it big enough to be seen as well. So it's gonna say Millie's very first birthday. So first line Millie, second line very first. So the very first is gonna be 20 inches long, the full very first. And I like to print that together so that I can align it better so I don't have to struggle with getting both words aligned. So we're gonna adjust that and then put it on.
Okay, I'm just gonna show you as I make adjustments. Normally I have a mat right here that I set up because my mat is, you can see here, my mat is 12 by 24 inches long. So you want to set it less than that because the mat doesn't recognize the ½ inch. So I go with 11.5 inches to give that ½ inch, and then normally you can do 23.5, but I do 23. Regardless, I don't really need the mat now because I know how I want to cut the design. So we can delete this, and then our very first, when you move it around or you select it, you can see it's 23 inches long and 3.86 inches wide. So I'm just gonna adjust it with this arrow in the corner and just look at how it changes because I want it to be right at 20. I guess we can do 20, even 20.5 should be fine because at least it'll give that very first. So that will be in the middle. I hope you can see that. So it's gonna be 20.5, and then the height. This did not let me adjust further up, which technically it's going to actually, the letters are gonna be 2.26, about a little less than that inches tall, but that doesn't let you adjust further. So that is the width. I'm leaving the 0.5 because you can see a little gap there. So that will be the middle part of the backdrop. Now we'll have the birthday on the bottom like so. I think this is fine. The birthday is 14 inches wide and Millie is up here, so we'll put that right there, and this is 13 inches. I'm trying to see if I should make this Millie smaller because birthday obviously is a bigger word, but I can make this a little wider if I want to. My issue with this before was getting it to all fit on one mat. If I can get it to all fit
on my mat here, then I don't have to get a second piece of paper. I can fit everything and cut it all up on the mat. So I'm going to try that. Now that we have the berry first is smaller, I'm gonna see if it'll fit the mat now. Let's see. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and you don't want the letters to touch, even though we're gonna separate it once it cuts. But I want to see if I can get all that to fit. We're pretty tight. Yeah, the Y is not gonna fit. Let me figure that out. Okay, I decided to just separate them. So what we're gonna do is just duplicate this right here. Just gonna duplicate. So now we have 2 of those. Okay. So I'm moving it down, and what I'm gonna do is double click in here and just delete that part. Bring this in. We're not changing the font. Make sure not to change the font or change the size, or you're gonna have trouble with it. So then next we're gonna delete berry. So our diamond, the reason I'm doing this is so that it doesn't say I'm overlapping when I decide to cut. So that is what we're doing. Now we'll arrange. Again, our mat is still there. We have more room. So I'm just gonna put this like so. To cut. There. There. So we have some space. Even you can add something else. Move that. Make sure you put it all on the mat. You can see that space right there. Okay, so let's cut this. I'm gonna lower that. So I have my biggest issue is the bottom, because I'm gonna align that with my leveler. So I want it to just be leveled right there. I guess it doesn't matter because I'm gonna align the S with this part of the M when I'm putting it on the board. So I can bring that up a little bit. And that is it. Let us take off the mat. And I'm gonna delete that. And then I'm going to just combine all this. So you select all of them and we're going to group it. So we're first going to attach them together. You can see now they're one piece. If I click outside and try to click in, it's all one piece so that it'll cut. Let's try to see if we make it, it's going to stay the same. So we click on make, and there you have. So they're all on the same mat. So I'm gonna put my paper, sorry, my desk is a mess. I'm gonna put my paper on the mat and then cut it out. You guys will just see me put it on. I'm not going to show you all the cutting part because we've done this before. So I'll link a video of how I do all that down in the description if you want to see, but I'm going to cut it and show you how I put it on the board. Okay, so this is what I have. I connected these. I kind of aligned it with the table because I cut at the same level. So this is one piece. You can see the gap in the tape, but we're gonna align this on the leveler, and then I have this one. I do two pieces of tape here and just one here. Again, if you've seen my videos, you know I just use regular tape. Where is it at? This one. And I take the lint off my shirt, pants, whatever it is, just pick that up and then use that to align. So that is it. I'm gonna get some help from our friendly neighbors to see if we can put this on. I still haven't pressed down to get the letters to stick to the tape, but I also wanted to remind you that you have to get the removable vinyl, not the permanent vinyl. I still have a backdrop that
I need to attend to that I use the permanent vinyl and the vinyl is still stuck to the backdrop, so I'll probably have to sand it down and repaint the backdrop. But this is the removable, it says it all here, so it's the removable vinyl. And I have one that I bought, for some reason seemed a bit cheaper than what I usually get. I can't find it now. Let me see if it's in here. Yeah, right here. It was $4.99 at Hobby Lobby and it's made in Germany. I don't know if it's different. I didn't get a chance to open it up because I ended up using the piece I had that I thought would not be enough. So I'll try this and let you guys know what I think. So good morning. We made it to the event center. Let me turn down the AC so you can hear me. Made it to the event center. Got home, switched out cars so I could get the van. Big Bertha, that's its name. I loaded the stuff I ordered for an event coming up at the event center. We have so much work, it's impossible with the event center. I'll give you guys updates on that soon. I know some of you have been waiting for event center videos. It's been a journey so far, not easy, but I am going to offload this, then load everything that I need for this backdrop, and then I'll show you guys how I put all that on. So let's get on with it. I decided to also put these strawberry stickers on the backdrop that I got on Amazon. I'll have that link in the description below if you want to purchase them. There are 4 pages of the exact same thing. There are 3 different sizes, so I'm just going around and putting them on the backdrop where I feel looks good. So that's what I ended up with. They have also some little green leaves as well that you can add to your backdrop. I'm going to show you 3 ways of installing the foil balloons. This first one, you just tie your 260Q to the portion of the foil that sticks out where you inflate, put air into the foil balloon, and then you just want to wrap that around, and that's easy. This is easy when you have something like this that would fit perfectly into the spot of the backdrop. The second design, because we don't use that piece on the bottom, what I do is I end up taping that back on the, I guess, back side of the foil balloon, and that's where I showed you earlier is where I want to put it. So I'm going to use some tape to tape that piece that I tied the 260Q on earlier so that it doesn't show on my design. So I just pull back and just tape that down. So that's the back, and now I want to put my 260Q right behind the strawberry so that I can now use it as with a rubber band, how I do with the filler balloon. So you want to put that piece, but in order for it to stay nice and secure, we're going to put tape on to secure that tape that we put first. So we're going to create kind of an H design on the back of that backdrop. So you can see where I'm taping that up on both sides, and that is how we then use that 260Q that we formed a ring. I'm moving the filler balloon out of the way because where it was is where I'm putting the strawberries. So that is right there, and that's how the second method. Last but not the least method, and you can pick your preference. We want this right here, so I can't use the base. I'm just trying to figure out what will work best. So I'm doing the same thing I did that off camera, but instead of doing the H, I'm actually creating kind of a frame around the 260Q. Reason being, I'm not tying the knot because you can see that big balloon right there. I don't want to go around it. So you just pull onto both sides and tug and wrap around a figure 8 method.
I always forget to show you the back. Sometimes people want to see the back of the backdrop, but the reason I'm showing you this is because of how my clips are. When I make the backdrops, I leave a gap here so that I have room for the clips to go on both sides. So that's how I put the support beam on the back, so you can kind of see. Sorry, and then I have my weight on the bottom. I take the weight with me. Sometimes I have two 10-pound weights on both sides, but this is a 30-pound. It should hold the full backdrop. So there you go. That's our final view. I was trying to rush to go get this done, but forgot to show you guys. This is the biggest garland. I just folded it pretty much in half. You can see this is the bottom part coming this way, and that's the top right there. So I started with the top. Hopefully the foils don't pop, but I took some extra. That's the backdrop, and this is my smaller piece. So I'll see if I can set up this tripod. It's getting warm outside, so we'll see.